So today's an interesting day. We've managed to get Lex's car inside of the workshop that we're temporarily using. And in today's episode, I'm going to be showing you, well, first off, some behind the scenes of something that we're filming for maybe a certain brand that, you know, we may or may not have a sponsorship or a partnership with, which is super, super cool. It's going to help us with loads of future projects. So I'll show you a few behind the scenes things with Lex and myself, and then we're going to go on to the Honda Accord, or I might do it the other way around in post, where we might work on the Accord first and then these as some extras. But essentially, before my MOT, we're going to give the car a full check over, talk down all the wheels, make sure the tyre pressures are okay, fluids, etc. I'm also going to give the car an oil change as well. So actually, yeah, I'll show you the Accord first, and then we'll go to the behind the scenes action. This is going to be key. As you can see, the oil is slightly leaking, and the culprit is right there. It's coming out the filter, going on the drive shaft, absolutely flicking everywhere. So I've got myself some Maguire's degreaser, a rag, a new oil filter. So on the passenger side, the passenger side here, I'm gonna undo this drain bolt. Hopefully someone hasn't sent it on. And yeah, get that filter off, which is the most unbranded filter I think I've ever seen. So this is gonna be fun. I'd highly recommend going to a parts store and finding one of these. These are wicked for oil changes. Let's figure out the bolt size, but the filter, when I just put my hand on it, was less than hand tight. Usually these are rather a pain to get off, or they're at least on tight enough from the seal of it working, but that clearly shows where all my oil's been leaking from. So I'm going to take A17, a star bit just to fit, so that there's nothing loose, so I don't chase any of the threads off. And just a simple ratchet to undo. And once again, the Sealy oil was loose. This thing was completely loose. So I'm going to try and do this without getting it all over my hands and everywhere. And what I'm happy about so far is that the oil is not green, it's not coolanty, and so far it's not got any metal showing in there, which hopefully means we've got a healthy car. However, from the rate of oil that's coming out, I doubt there's a lot in here. Now what I'm going to do before the oil is all there, I'm going to level the car out and also take off the cap up the top to relieve the pressure, and then tackle the loose oil filter. So now I'm going to take this off, relieve some of that air pressure inside there, this nice Mugen cap. I'm going to just pop that to the side for now, just so we don't forget it. And then I'm going to level the car out a bit, just to drain more of the oil, because a little bit more's come out since we've done it. But essentially, by lowering this, after I've moved my bits out of the way, it's just ensuring that we get as much of. So if I now lower it down, there's more of a stream coming out, so I'm going to keep going down further. Yeah, there we go. And wait till it stops draining before I take off the oil filter. Now that it's stopped dripping, I'm going to remove the oil filter, and hopefully not a massive amount comes off at the same time. Hopefully most of it's drained and it's not going to absolutely cover me. But as I said, this was pretty loose when I was trying to get it off, so I'm not too hopeful for how this is. So this is pretty much how I received it. Like, look at that. Oh, of course it goes, and it goes down the drive shaft. So it's a good thing we brought some degreaser with us, because that's a crazy amount coming through. Well, I guess there'll probably be a decent amount in the oil cooler, so that won't help this process. Let's see how much is going to come out. To be fair, the flow stopped quite a lot, so I imagine most of it's just inside the actual filter itself. Yeah. And I don't even know what brand that is. We're going to have a look at it in a moment. But for now, I'm just going to let it finish draining itself slowly. To be honest, while waiting for it to drip fully dry, I'm just going to inspect the housings and everything, double check everything looks okay while I'm down here. And I'm also going to start cleaning some of this grease off, but from the looks of the oil, it definitely needed a change. And by the looks of all the oil everywhere, all over the car from where it's been leaking from that filter. I should have checked the tightness before, but since I knew I needed to do the oil change anyway, I've just been toppling it up. I usually use Valvoline for these sorts of jobs, but the Castrol works just as good. Now, the underside isn't looking perfect, but it's looking much better than it was. I'm probably going to spill some oil down the side of it anyway, but some of the places, the degreaser really did work well. But as I said, I'm probably going to get some more on there, so I'll come back to cleaning it in a moment. I'm just going to check what oil filter brand they had on this thing, because it looks like some sort of like random or some sort of off-brand. Let's have a look. It's a Wix filter. I've never heard of a Wix oil filter before. Let me know in the description below if any of you guys have heard of Wix as a brand for filters, like oil filters. The only Wix I know are the paint brand, but there we go. Now, instead of going for a filter that's a non-brand, I've gone for this beautiful K&N filter with an easy release on the top. So you can rather get a screwdriver in this hole or a socket on the top. So first, I'm going to take the new oil, I'm going to lube round and fill this up as much as I can. And then I'm going to try and get it on, well, I say fill it up as much as I can without it leaking. And then it's going to go onto the filter housing.
Stud for my...
Just going to get some oil on there. And then fill it a little bit up without spilling any. And now, hopefully, as long as everything's gone correctly, with some little oil amounts I've poured in already, which, yeah, they're going to come out on me anyway. There we go. We're just going to tighten that on there. And we're going to tighten it tighter than the last person did, because I don't want this falling off, to be honest with you. So I'm going to make sure, again, hand tight, but tight enough that it won't leak everywhere. Which, until I can see the K&N filter, gets a bit uncomfortable to turn, but that little point's there. Yeah, that's pretty solid on there. And then I can go to get the drain plug on, but I've still got some oil coming out. I think this is some of the new stuff, to be honest. So I'm just going to get that on there. And then again, tighten by hand, not by torque. I've already replaced the washer on the bottom of that before anybody says in the comments below. Now after that's all on, I'm going to give it another degrease. So I'm going to put slightly less of this oil in here, just to put some stop leak to revitalise the seals, because this car's an old car. And for it, I'm using 5W40 oil. And the filter, the code is just there on the front. So if anyone wants to use one of these, and it comes with a nice little service sticker. And this may be sacrilegious, but I'm only putting a little bit in here. About probably half the bottle. And then the other half is going to go to an MR2. And ignore my paint chipping, but that's back on, and I've checked the dipstick a couple of times, which is located just here, and we're in between the dots. So, fingers crossed, that's fine. I'm just going to do the oil priming procedure, and then hopefully the engine doesn't blow up. I didn't put it on the filter, but I put it here, so I'm just going to do the date and mileage, and then start the procedure for priming everything. So, what I like to do for my oil procedures is get inside the car, and one click of the key, I can hear the pumps priming, and then back down again, and then on again. And this is just key cycling so that we know that all of our oil's going to be okay and through the system. I can hear the pumps kick in again. You have to do it a few times. You can hear it. And then I'm going to turn but not start. And again, I'm just going to, without putting the oil in. And then now we're going to do a regular clutch down start, and fingers crossed everything's okay. And now we're just going to let the engine run to get all of the oil through. And then we're going to also check for leaks while we're at it as well. I'm seeing a little bit of oil, but I'm not sure if that was just from me earlier, so I'm going to go check underneath now. So looking underneath the car, besides what I dropped, it's hopefully looking okay, but we're just going to leave the engine running a little longer just to make sure there's no residual leaking. I'm hyped. She's hyped.
I'm upset. Okay.
Wasn't going to film, but...
This is a whole vibe. This is crazy, you know?
And we got the beanie, so we can be early 2000s emos. I like how it's still got the film,
This
so
is
you
a
can...
vibe.
And the quality
Why?
of the gloves are sick. Now we got a t-shirt. What? That's so cool. You good?
Yeah.
Are you vibing?
2 boxes in one?
I hate that I said that I wasn't going to film this and was just going to time-lapse it, but this is sick. I'm probably also going to have to time-lapse... Nah, well, just take it before and after. Oh, it's 2 boxes.
2 boxes.
I think this is welding wire. I think they sent us a lot, and I mean a lot of welding wire. Let's just watch Lex struggle for a minute. So we've already got an idea to mess around for fun, and on this welding table, where, by the way, it gives you a 10mm, pretty cool. There are lots of washers in this kit, and Lex and I have a little something coming.
A little something going on.
A little something going on, so... Yeah, this will be out next Tuesday, so we'll need to film some ads for this before this video comes.
Yeah.
But we're making these really cool flame washers. I think, have we got some examples somewhere? Are they over on the bench? Let's see if I can find them. Because, yeah, here they are. We're making some washers, and it's sort of like an idea that we've got going on. Like these. So these are flame washers. This isn't the material, these are just testers that we did. We've been testing them with different bolts. But it's going to look super sick on engine bays and things like that. So really focusing on the car community. So we've been brainstorming screws we're going to use while we do it. But how sick would they look on an engine bay, but also on our new Artec trolley. We've also got a load of scrap metal that we can play with, have fun with, and start welding with. The setups... Oh, I just got a shot of your chest. The setup that you guys don't see behind the scenes, we have stuff everywhere. Lights, camera equipment, welding mask, food in the background. We got a lot going on. So far, the quality of this is super sick. Can't wait to start using it. So we're gonna get some plates, I'm gonna grind them down, and we're gonna get welding, I guess.
So we have just finished filming for the most part, and now we are jacking the car up and actually welding the car, well, welding the plate to the car. So Chris is trying to jack it up, but we're in like the most tight space in the world.
And Lex's car is low and about to get lower, so...
Literally, so we're actually really struggling right now, but I had a lot of fun welding and using the Artec because it's really easy to use, and I don't know, it just makes life more simple, and it's really quick to set up, and just love everything about it. Chris is just fighting for his life over there.
It's because the jack travel stand thing that hooks to the bar was catching every time I was jacking up, but now I'm fine.
There we go.
Getting underneath there reminds me of when I had to do my MR2 welding for the first time. But it'd be so much easier with the welding equipment we've got now. And the big old gas bottles. Much easier. Much better welds. Much better welds? Better welds. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Showing you guys how to do the oil change on a Honda Accord Type R, or just any oil change on a car, to be fair, or an older car that doesn't have a major procedure to go through bleeding processes or vacuums. Besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit into our life insights, what we've got going on in terms of sponsorships and things to see on the upcoming of our channels, mine and at Lex MR2s as well. Besides that, let us know how you found the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.